WNCW, down the hall to Studio B for some live music this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. This is Roland, way down the hall in Studio B, where live broadcasts are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. And as we launch into a Friday afternoon, nothing better than some good regional music. Aaron Burdett is here. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Roland. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, got the trio here today.
Yes, we're pleased to be here again.
Can't wait to hear what it sounds like. What's your first song?
I think we'll play the new release called Rockefeller.
All right, it's live music today on WNCW from Aaron Burdett, and that is a brand new song called Rockefeller. That's a good tune, Aaron.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, man, brand new, huh?
Yeah, brand new.
I heard it was released as a single. Heard the single version, and it's got like banjo and stuff.
There's a banjo
like
on it.
Yeah, man.
There's a banjo on it.
It's almost a bluegrass song.
I'm almost a bluegrass artist.
Yeah,
I'm bluegrass adjacent, I like to say.
Is that how? I mean, and now you're releasing a string of singles. Are all going to have that kind of bluegrass feel, or
Not all, but some.
yeah?
Yes.
It sounds great with the trio too. Who's in your band today?
Well, we got Kim France over here on the bass, and we've got Daniel Ullum on the mandolin.
Yeah, and also Kim with the great harmony vocals there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, that song, I mean, it's kind of like referencing things that are 90 years ago or something, but it
Yeah.
feels very current too.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It worked then.
Am I supposed to laugh or be a little bit
Yes,
ticked off?
Absolutely. There are a couple verses that were left out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Less is more.
Right. It is though. I mean, it's kind of tongue in cheek, but it has underwriting. It has I don't know, a little protest in there maybe.
You know, I find that those things come out sort of like subconsciously. You know, like you can be writing a song about some sort of very specific concept or idea or whatever, and you'll just sort of sneak in unintentionally, you know. I mean, I always say that's the beautiful thing about singer-songwriters is I think you get a little picture into them from the lyrics, you know, from what they put out. Now, whether or not it's, you know, stage persona or true persona, who knows and who cares? But they're just all different. That's what's so interesting about it to me.
Yeah. Well, when I listen to that song, I hear something that I hear in a lot of your music, which is this kind of, I don't know if blue collar maybe is an oversimplification, but you know, the everyday person, the guy out there working and the guy who's not corporate, you know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And I mean, a bunch of these we've already recorded have a little bit of that, sort of that vein too. I mean, I think it's just something I accidentally do.
Yeah.
I don't go about thinking about that, but you know, that's sort of what I do day to day. So I guess it's only natural that it would come through.
Do you still have your business? building?
Yes. I still have build homes for a living. Have, I don't know, half a dozen projects going right now.
He was running around moving logs this morning.
Yeah, the phone's muted right now, and I don't want to hear from anybody.
So, I mean, are you out there like swinging the hammer and getting the beat for your next song? Do they sync together at all?
Oh, sometimes. You know, lots of times when there's a lot of work going on, it's mostly just sort of managerial, driving around, putting out fires.
Right.
But that's where all that sort of working man stuff comes from, or the people I work with or observe, or you know, my dad, who I get to work with a lot, and yes.
Yeah. Well, it's always felt very authentic in your songs. That
Well, good, thanks.
the identification with whatever that is.
Well, I think if you try to stray too far from what you actually, you know, what you can feel and know, people notice. It starts to feel a little stilted.
Mm-hmm. Is this the trio you're working with? Is this the main band now?
Yes, this is. We've been in this formation for a couple years now. Really, Daniel's pretty new to us. We've been playing with him a couple months, but Kim and I have been together almost a couple years now, and we still do full electric band gigs here and there. But we've found that this thing just really it clicks well, and it feels good, and seems to showcase the songs and lyrics a little better, and we're just getting a good reaction out of it, and we're enjoying it, so that's good enough for me.
I should mention your show's coming up a week from tomorrow, right, at the Reeves Theater in Elkin.
That's right, in Elkin.
And then
Beautiful theater up there.
Thursday, January 23rd, the Evening Muse. I know that's got to be fun over in Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's with the honeydew drops.
All right. And then the 25th, a couple days later, Saturday, January 25th, Ambrose West up there in West Asheville, along with Anya Hinkle.
That's right, with Anya and Jellicoe. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, we're excited to do it.
How about another song? Yeah, lots of new songs, right?
Yeah. Why don't we? You want to play another one? Let's play Dirt Poor.
All right.
We're gonna play another one that's sort of from experience. This is about it's called Dirt Poor. It's about my folks and all their contemporaries that moved to Saluda in the 70s. Sort of made that town what it is now, at least as far as I can tell.
That's Aaron Burdett playing live today here in Studio B. That song is called Dirt Poor, a song about your parents.
Loosely.
Yeah. Do they hear it and edit? Do they have that option?
No, they've heard it a couple times. I bet they heard it right now. My guess is they've just heard it again.
Everything's still good there with the parents? Song.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. Who I should point out are big supporters of this radio station, too. So,
Yes.
Saluda, man, it's home for you.
It is. I don't know. Never thought I'd stay there, but I came back, and here I am. That's just how it turned out.
Yeah. A neat little town. I don't know. It seems to fit the whole vibe of the music you're doing. I don't know.
Well, maybe I fit it.
Yeah, something like that. It shaped you, huh?
I'm a chicken and egg thing for sure.
Yeah. Talk about how you're releasing. You've got a lot of material, but instead of releasing all at once, like on a record, you're kind of dribbling songs out over the course of several months.
Yes, yeah, that's I don't know if you've noticed, but nobody has any attention span anymore. So apparently, releasing a song every month or two just to keep the conversation going and sort of at least release some singles to get some music out there and try some out before we pile them up on an album seems to be working well.
Are they all recorded, or are you like actually
They're
recording
not all
one every
recorded.
month?
We've got I think we have 4 or 5 recorded now, and we're going to go in and do a few more in a month or two. And that cadence, it's new. I mean, the music industry has changed so much in the last 10 years and even the last 3 or 4 years. It's just completely different. The need to do albums from a commercial standpoint has changed greatly. It's just there's a lot of people that aren't doing any of that. And like I say, the cadence works well for me because I really like to be able to have 3 or 4 or 5 that I feel really good about and can really dive deep into the words and form on and record those, as opposed to when you go in to do 10 or 12 and other people may be different, but that's a lot. It's a lot to try to knock out in 3 or 4 days. It's a lot to I've kind of grown to like this, being able to work on a handful of them in great detail and feel really good about them, and then move on to a few more.
Are they going to be like the first single we talked about has a lot of instrumentation? Is that going to each one going to be different or different?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we're trying to stay true to this lineup here. We, every once in a while we'll add a little banjo or a fiddle or I don't even know what. We're up there at the Crossroads Studios with Organic Records, so you have to step around banjos to get to the recording studio. It's hard not to have one on there. And we're working with John Weisberger for some production, and that's been great too. He's got a great ear for what we're doing. And
it's when at some point this all comes together as a full length release.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's how I understand it.
You've been with Organic Records for a long time, right? You're
yes
at the beginning.
Yes, that's true. I'm like a senior.
This may be a stretch, but I wonder, like, small independent artists and then running a business. I mean, are there correlations between being sort of an independent business person, non-corporate, and what you see in the music industry? Do they brush together? Or is that just a dumb question? You could say
It's
so.
not a dumb question. There's no dumb questions, Roland. Man, they both take a lot of energy. They both take a lot of time, and there's some things that the music industry in particular, I think, it's very difficult because it doesn't. It can be very nonlinear. Like it doesn't always make sense. It doesn't always make sense why one thing clicks and one thing doesn't. It doesn't always make sense why after 6 months somebody can make a living, and after 30 years many people never do. I think it's weird because I think it's different because it's art. It's how do you quantify that? It's harder to do. It's a little more mysterious to me than like building a house. That's just parts. You put all the right parts in the right way, and a house will come out the other side.
Wait.
But you can build all the parts into a song and a music career in a band, and not necessarily come out.
Which one's going to turn your hair gray first?
Oh, construction. Yeah. If I could just do this all the time, and stay with my family. That's the hard part. People that do this all the time, they travel a lot.
Yeah.
It's really hard to figure out a nice balance between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But I could take more guitar playing and less house building, frankly.
Okay. I'm with you.
Cool.
By the way, I did on your Facebook page, I enjoyed seeing the fairy houses that are...
Oh, yeah. We build fairy houses around my house a lot. I have my 5-year-old daughter, Lucy. That's the sort of thing we do at home.
Yeah.
I haven't been paid for any of those yet.
Someday she'll write a song about you, though, and play it on the radio. We're talking with Aaron Burdett, who's playing live with us today in Studio B. Again, let's mention these shows. Aaron Burdett playing at the Reeves Theater in Elkin on Saturday, January 18th. Evening Muse in Charlotte, January 23rd. And then Saturday, January 25th, Ambrose West up in Asheville. That show with Anya Hinkle, Teleco. And then way off down the road, I know you've got a show, April 11th in Boone?
Oh, yeah, it's a house concert with a ticketed house concert. There's probably some links on my website at aaronburdett.com.
And then I was intrigued by the Statesville Old Jail concerts.
As am I.
Hopefully you won't be an inmate at that.
I'll play in a jail cell. That'd be cool.
Okay, so you just got to wait and find out. You'll find out what the day of, is it?
Yeah, they serve you earlier in the day. They serve you your papers, and then you go play the game.
Go play. At least it's scheduled. So we're talking with Aaron Burdett, again with Daniel Ullum on mandolin and Kim Francis on bass and the trio. The trio sounds great, by the way. So,
thank you.
Yeah, if people want to learn about Aaron Burdett, where's a good place to go online?
AaronBurdett.com has all the things, all the links to all the places.
Plus the fairy houses.
No fairy houses at this time, but I'll try to amend that.
What's your next song?
I think we're going to play a couple Broken Windows. We won a songwriting contest with this a few weeks ago, the USA Songwriting Competition, and we thought we'd play this one.
It's a couple Broken Windows, the name of the song, Aaron Burdett, playing live today here in WNCW. Great song, and congratulations. Won the USA Songwriting Contest for that.
Thank you. They like those depressing songs.
Is that it? Yeah. I always wonder, I know it's an honor and it feels good. Do you get a bounce from something like that winning?
I'm happy for a couple days. Yeah. I don't really know. Every once in a while, somebody will send me a link to one, and I don't know. They usually cost $25 or $30 to enter a song, so you just kind of think, well, does this look? Okay, I'll spend $60. I'll gamble $60 on this, and that was a big one. There some of them are. There's just a ton of them, and there's none of them make any magic things happen. I don't think, but it does look good on the resume.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the main thing.
You're getting ready to go do a songwriting workshop with Daryl Scott, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of guys who write songs.
Yeah, he's written a few good songs. He played at the Purple Onion in Saluda last summer sometime. I don't remember exactly when. And I got to meet him there, and we were talking about songs. And, of course, I've admired him since way back in the day. And he does these song food workshops over there. And I finally got a spot in one of them, and I'm going over there next week to spend 4 days, I don't know, doing whatever we do there, thinking and creating.
In my sense of Daryl, you'll also be like telling some stories and eating some good food.
Yes,
along with
yes. I think it's a sort of a holistic program.
Yeah. He's a guy. He just like everything he does is music. He's the most music person I think in the whole world.
He was very cool to. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes we wind up in places where we meet somebody that I've known of or admired since I was a child, and you meet them and it's like, oh well, gosh, he wasn't very nice. But sometimes you meet people and you're like, well, this is just the warmest, and I guess that's true in real life, where you connect with some people and not with others. But he seemed like a very just very warm. Just happy to talk to you.
Yeah, very genuine, very humble.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of like Aaron Burdett. Who knows?
Right, exactly.
Well,
he's in a pod.
Well, I hope that goes well, and then you come back, you'll be all inspired and dive into your shows coming up again. I'll mention one more time, the Reeves Theater in Elkin on the 18th, Evening Muse in Charlotte on the 23rd, and Ambrose West up in Asheville, January 25th. Cool stuff. Thanks for bringing the band in today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to Kim and Daniel.
Yeah, sounds great. Good luck with all those songs coming out over the next few months. What's the timeline? Is it one every month or something? Or
I do not know exactly.
just do what they tell you to do?
Yes, I do. It's a collaborative effort. I think another one will be coming out here any minute.
He's
The
working
things-
on some new ones. He was working on them last night. We were practicing a little bit, and he's got a few that are in the works at the moment.
It's constant. I mean,
So-
I'm constantly thinking about that,
So
about songs.
Kim, do you hear one and go, Aaron, not that, or you just get out of the
I
way?
haven't heard one I've said not that to yet. I like them all.
Oh, that's good. Well, again, it sounds great today.
I
all
don't
three
play
of
the
these.
bad ones.
No, well, no. Why would you?
They're already at the top of the list before anybody hears them.
How many songs have you written?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I'm interested to see how other people write too. Like I don't. I was listening to that Dolly Parton podcast recently, and those people that just pump out songs day to day to day. I mean, truly that was her job early on, and people that can just I wrote these 8 songs yesterday. I'm not. I don't do it like that.
Right.
I mean, I guess if it was my job, I would figure out how to do that. But they just take a long time. I just ruminate and mess with them and poke with. So I mean, there's my work list has 500 of them in there that are in various stages of abandonment, and only the good ones tend to get recorded. Of course, now when I'm recording, I go back and look at the ones that I left from last time. So, are there any jewels in here that I could resurrect and save myself some time? But more often than not, it becomes something new. I'm focused on trying to fix something old, and something new comes out. So, I don't know how many songs. A lot more. A lot more will come out.
Well, I think if you're going to play the song you said you're going to play, this one is an old one. It seems yeah. Okay. Is that what you're going to do? You don't have to do that.
Yes, let's do. We're going to play Pennies on the Tracks. Yes.
Seems to stand up pretty well. Yes. Aaron Burdett playing live today. Pennies on the Tracks, another one of those Saluda songs from Aaron Burdett. Man, anyone out there who goes up and down that Saluda grade every day or rides up it on a bike like I do, that resonates a little more, I guess.
That's serious business.
Yeah. Aaron Burdett and the van, thanks so much, Aaron, for coming in today. It sounds great.
Roland, thank you. Thank you to WNCW.
Yeah, by all means. Keep bringing the music. Thanks. All right, live broadcast are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company.